Hey everyone, trying to figure out all the rules of retirement can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. Today we're going to tackle one of the biggest and honestly most confusing parts of that map, required minimum distributions or RMDs. Let's dive right in.
So let me ask you a question. After all those years of working hard and saving diligently, how would you feel about a surprise tax bill showing up and taking a bite out of your nest egg? Not great, right? Well, that's exactly what can happen with RMDs if you're not ready for them.
So let's pull back the curtain. What in the world are these RMDs, and why does the government even make you take them? Getting a handle on the basics is absolutely the first step to getting this right.
Okay, so that's the official definition. But what's the why behind it? It's actually pretty simple. Think about it. For decades, you got a tax break on the money you put into your 401k or IRA, and it got to grow all those years without you paying taxes on it. Well, RMDs are basically the IRS's way of saying, all right, time's up. We need to start taxing some of that money.
And you better believe they're serious about it. If you miss that RMD deadline, the penalty is a whopping 25% of whatever you were supposed to take out. That's huge. Now, the good news is, if you catch the mistake and fix it pretty quickly, that penalty can often get knocked down to 10%. But still, you really want to avoid it altogether.
And for all of us here in Georgia, there's another number to keep in mind. On top of what you'll owe the federal government, Georgia has a flat state income tax. For 2025, that's 5.19%. And yep, that'll apply to your RMD withdrawals too. It's a key piece of the puzzle for your planning. Now, this is super important because the rules for when you have to start taking RMDs actually changed not too long ago. Thanks to the Secure Act 2.0, it all comes down to the year you were born. As you can see, that determines if your magic starting age is 73 or 75. You'll definitely want to circle that date on your calendar.
All right, now for the good stuff. I know hearing about taxes and penalties isn't fun, but here's the thing. You are not powerless here. There are some really smart, totally legal ways you can manage and reduce the tax bite from your RMDs. So let's get into some of the best strategies.
First up, if you're someone who likes to give to charity, you are going to love this one. It's called a Qualified Charitable Distribution, or QCD. The way it works is simple. The money goes straight from your IRA to a charity you care about. That donation satisfies your RMD, but, and this is the best part, that money never shows up on your tax return as income. It's a true win-win.
And we're not talking about a small amount either. For 2025, you can donate up to $108,000 this way. For many retirees, that could be enough to wipe out their entire RMD for the year, all while doing good for a cause they believe in and doing it completely tax-free.
Okay, another really powerful strategy is the Roth IRA conversion. This one is a real game changer. Why? Because Roth IRAs are special. If you're the original owner, there are no RMDs, ever. Now, there is a trade-off. You have to pay the income taxes on the money you convert today. But in exchange for paying those taxes now, every single dollar that money earns from here on out can be withdrawn totally tax-free. It's also an incredible way to leave money to your kids without giving them a big tax headache. So, we've talked about lowering your RMD tax bill, but what if you could just push them off? Postpone them altogether? Well, there are actually ways to do that, and it gives your money more time to keep growing in that tax-deferred account. Let's look at two popular ways to delay. First, there's the still working exception. Pretty straightforward. If you're still on the job past your RMD age, you can usually delay taking money from your current company's 401k. The second option is something called a QLAC. It stands for Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract. Basically, you use some of your retirement money to buy a special annuity that won't start paying you until much, much later, potentially as late as age 85.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? We've talked QCDs, Roth conversions, different ways to delay. So the big question is, how do you figure out which strategy is the right one for you? Well, the answer always comes back to your own personal situation and what you want to achieve.
So let's try to connect the dots here. If your number one goal is to leave a tax-free inheritance, a Roth conversion is probably your best friend. If you're more focused on lowering your tax bill this year, a QCD is a fantastic tool. Maybe you just want to keep working and let your money grow? Then that still working rule could be perfect. You see, the goal always points to the right strategy.
At the end of the day, the most important thing to remember is this. There is no magic one-size-fits-all answer for RMDs. The absolute best strategy is the one that's built just for you, for your finances, your needs, and your family's future. It has to be a custom fit.
At Georgia's Safe Retirement Planners, building a lasting relationship with you is our top priority. We are committed to supporting you through all circumstances.
You can visit us online at georgiasaferetirementplanners.com or call us to schedule a free consultation at 470-888-7233. You can also come and see us in downtown Roswell. We are at 1124 Canton Street. Remember, it's never too early to start planning for your future.